Yesterday on Studio 5, we cracked open the conversation of kids and mindfulness. You know, adults talk about being in the moment and the need for calming thoughts, but children need that as well. Dr. Joyce Sibbett from Dancing Moose Montessori School joins me once again. She believes we should be teaching our children this art of mindfulness. In fact, I was shocked to learn in chatting with producers and diving into this topic with you that there's actually an anxiety level out there that is running among kids at really young ages of 2, 3, even 4 years old.
It is, it's true, and I don't know how exact measurements that it's increased, but I believe it has.
You're feeling that?
I'm feeling it.
On the ground at your school. Well, yesterday we went through some mindfulness strategies that parents can put into play. We invite viewers to dial up that conversation. We talked about setting realistic expectations, making sure children aren't overly stimulated and punishing their behavior because of that, you know, extracurricular noise and stimulation. We talked about being a model of this good mindfulness, being calm ourselves in our behavior, and also validating our children's emotions. You made a great point not to jump in and brush off what they're feeling by saying it's okay. What's the message we send our children when we jump in and approach it that way?
When you say it's okay, then they're saying you don't hear me, you don't see me. Yeah, and it increases their anger and rather than calming it.
You've got some great activities today, Joyce, and this is part 2 of the topic, and this is where I think things get exciting because there's actual actionable items that we can, you know, steps we can take as moms to help promote that calm, that mindfulness in our home. The first is what you call starfish meditation. Teach me about this.
Okay. Well, first let me say that there is such a huge body of research and practice in mindfulness. We're touching the surface.
Okay.
But these are some of the ones that I think are really fun. And I like to do these with my grandchildren, with children at Dancing Moose. So starfish is one where a child has his hand out.
Okay.
And then takes a finger and then traces. So you can see how you feel it, you feel your body.
Very sensory.
Yes, very sensory, and it feels calming. It brings you in, it brings you into your body, it brings you into the present.
So when would I invite my child, my toddler, to pull out the starfish? In what moment would that be helpful and beneficial, do you think?
As soon as you can see that there's a rising emotion, you can just simply do this with your child. You model it, give your child a chance to do it. You might have to do it at first, but you'll be surprised. Later, you're going to find your little one doing it
to themselves as a self-soothed motion.
Yes, yes.
It makes sense. That's what we love from a partner, right? When my husband is tickling my hand or holding my hand, we like that sensory comfort. So that absolutely makes sense. Is this something to do in the middle of a tantrum?
Well, you know, in the middle of a tantrum, I would say ignore the tantrum.
Okay.
So when we're talking a tantrum, we're talking such high escalation of emotions, we leave that alone because we don't want to give attention to it. But as soon as that tantrum comes down, this is a nice time to say, oh, I can see that you've been frustrated. Let's do our starfish.
Our starfish meditation. Another technique you like is to count your breath, kind of a relaxation activity of sorts.
And so that's just the deep breathing. And breath is an important way to get in touch with your body. So helping children learn to do deep breathing, so that you're breathing in and out. And that's 1. And you can keep doing that to the count of 10. Children can then start over. They can put their hand on their abdomen and feel the breath going in and out. And so once again, it's a way of coming into the moment and being in tune with our body.
We have dear family friends who in the thick of their, you know, toddler's emotions would have him blow candles out. And I thought that was so smart to blow the birthday candles out. Similar to what you're teaching, that breath, kind of that awareness of self. You say even a walk can be an experience in mindfulness for a young child.
Yes, and walking, I mean, ideally, I love to walk out into the nature and you know, be part of all of that. But right now we're in the season where we're doing shopping, and so we're in shopping malls and we're all over the place. It's cold outside a lot of times. So how about while we're in the mall, we just stop and say, let's look in the window. What do we see? As we're walking with lots of people around, what are you hearing right now? Do you hear the footsteps? So bringing your child into the present moment and being conscious of everything around is a wonderful practice for helping to calm down that child who's outside of his routine and maybe missed nap and is a little frustrated, and that can bring your child down.
But it's the pause. It's the pause of the moment, and then just paying particular attention to all of those things that would otherwise just fly by us unnoticed. You believe gratitude is the foundation of mindfulness. So how can we teach kids, Joyce, to appreciate what really matters?
Well, it can be a daily practice. I love the idea that every day we all practice thinking about what we're grateful for. And we make that a verbal habit of the things around us that we're grateful for. And so that can be helpful. And then just stopping in the moment and saying, look where we are. What are we going to have for lunch? Let's think about that. Oh, isn't that something to be grateful for? We're hungry and we have food that will be right here. So we can help trigger those thoughts of gratitude in the moment as well.
Well, you mentioned lunch, you mentioned eating. Even
Yes.
lunchtime can be a mindful activity of sorts.
Eating can be wonderfully mindful. And you think about it, how often we just eat and don't even stop to think about what we're eating.
Right.
If we can help our children to take that first spoon of oatmeal in the morning with the raisins in it and stop and say, let's just think about what we're eating, let's chew it, let's feel it, let's experience the beauty of what we're eating. That helps children to slow down and appreciate it. But we've got to do that too, right?
Absolutely.
We're modeling it.
Back to that behavior.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got to enjoy it with them.
Oh, what a great topic. As a mother, I found this so inspiring. So thank you so much. I know you're putting these practices into work daily on the floor of your school. Where can we get more information about the Montessori School?
Oh, you can go to mydancingmoose.com.
And we will. Thank you so much.